Hey guys, it's time for a weekly weird news, and this episode is sponsored by Mack Weldon and sponsored by Stitch Fix. Hoorah!
2 sponsors.
We'll tell you more about them later, but first, we should get into the news. That's what you're here for.
Yeah, guys, it's February, and here in the US, that means it's Black History Month, a month in which all Americans are encouraged to learn about and celebrate the often overlooked history and achievements of Black Americans. So let's check in on how that's going. Oh, and not great at all. In fact, quite poorly. Jesus Christ. Of course, we can't really put up a video featuring blackface in the thumbnail, so let's just save that story for a little bit later and start with a different story.
Yeah.
A more publicly appealing one that's not going to get us banned from YouTube. A classic battle between humankind and nature, between man and beast.
This isn't about that government worker and Bigfoot again, is it?
No, I don't know what he's up to these days. I guess he got elected, so.
Probably pretty busy.
Got top man on the Bigfoot case.
But now the Bigfoot book has been shelved. Anyways, over in Colorado, just outside Fort Collins, an unnamed man decided on Monday that despite below freezing temperatures outside, he was gonna take a nice little trail jog up at Horsetooth Mountain Park. Great name. Turned out the bitter cold was the least of his worries though, because at some point during his run, a mountain lion attacked him.
Uh-oh.
Mountain lions, cougars, pumas, whatever you call them, they're pretty damn common here in the western US. And while pretty much any outdoor trail you visit warns you about them, they generally just mind their own damn business and don't go around attacking joggers in the middle of the day. But there's always exceptions. And the few people unfortunate enough to be attacked by a mountain lion, they often don't live to tell the tale.
It's a big cat.
Here in LA, we kill them with our cars.
Yeah.
Can't fight a car.
They're very brave.
Yes.
They try crossing the freeways. Brave cats. So anyway, this guy in Colorado, he got to experience the extremely rare privilege of being attacked by a mountain lion. But he did live to tell the tale because, by God, he was not about to be eaten by a cat.
No.
Now, the mountain lion, it ran up behind him while he was running, and as soon as the runner heard the movement behind him, he turned around, and he was immediately pounced upon and bitten on the face and the wrist by the mountain lion. The beast was hungry, and this unlucky runner was soon to be its next meal, but he fought for his life. First, grabbing a nearby rock and beating the big cat in the head with it, and then somehow managing to get behind the mountain lion, onto its back, putting it into a chokehold, and strangling it to death.
Jesus. So I think this is it's because he was running initially. I think that if he was just hiking, the cat would have been like, someone's coming, just stay here. The guy's running, it's like, oh shit.
That's certainly a theory.
Time to eat.
Yeah.
Anyways, he killed a mountain lion with his goddamn bare hands, and he escaped with only minor injuries. It's truly incredible, especially when you consider that cougars are the 4th largest cat species on Earth. They measure around 7 feet head to tail, they weigh up to 220 pounds, they're able to sprint up to 50 miles an hour, and they hang out at the local dive bar in North Hollywood.
Nah, it's a different kind of cougar.
Oh, okay. Non-Americans, listen, we're not gonna convert all that to metric for you. Just understand that mountain lions, they're very big and fast. So how the hell did this guy manage to kill one with his bare hands? Well, turns out, this one was just a little kitten.
Oh. Okay, kitten kind of downplays this a bit too much. The dead mountain lion that the guy strangled to death with an MMA move is believed to have been less than a year old and weighing around 80 pounds, which, based off pictures that we can find of young mountain lions, and that's in our search history forever, it means it basically looked like a large dog with a cat head.
Oh.
It certainly could have ended this guy's life, but the story makes a little bit more sense when you realize that this wasn't a full-grown mountain lion.
Where was the parents? Where were the parents?
Where were that mountain lion's parents?
No, seriously though, where was the mom? Because it would usually defend its child with its life.
I think he was just out of the house, you know.
The house.
He had just gotten the car keys. Like, all right, be careful out there. Don't try pouncing on any joggers, because that makes life hard for all of us. They come with their guns, and they're moving us all around.
Oh, look, there it goes.
Yeah.
I told it not to go after the jogger, and now look at it.
Ironically enough, it turns out that young mountain lions are the ones that are most likely to attack humans because, like us, young mountain lions are reckless and more likely to take unnecessary risks.
Teenagers are fucking stupid.
They are. These young mountain lions, they learn to hunt by basically just trying to kill anything that moves, and eventually they figure out what works and what doesn't.
They did not prepare to get choked out, though.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you live in the Fort Collins area and it happened to see a guy with big nasty cuts on his face and wrist, just buy that guy a beer.
Yeah.
If you're like,
got some stories.
If you're like us, though, and I've been reminded by this story that urban mountain lions are constantly on the prowl in our neighborhoods, And they could probably easily pick one of us off if they really wanted to. Here's some tips from people who know about these things. Supposedly, if you run into one of these fuckers, the last thing that you want to do is run away. Like I said, I think that's why. It's actually like throwing a big meaty cat toy across the room and expecting it not to chase it. Also, don't play dead because they love roadkill. In fact, the mountain lion that got strangled to death had a bunch of its organs already eaten by other mountain lions by the time rangers showed up. So,
yeah,
I don't. It's weird. If you're face to face with a mountain lion, you yell at it, you stand tall, you don't turn around because you don't want to see my heart breaking. You make yourself seem as big as possible, and then you have to be prepared to smash it in the face with a rock and then choke it to death. So prepare to die, hope for the best.
Yeah. Yeah, your tips for surviving a mountain lion encounter are basically like, imagine you're at the bar and you're drunk and someone gets in your face.
Yeah.
Don't run away like a little bitch.
Yeah.
Don't crawl
Stand
up into
your
a wall.
ground.
You stand your ground. You stand up and you say, hey,
Yeah.
you don't talk to me like that.
And then you wait to be punched and then call the police.
Yeah.
And then that man has a lot more problems than getting in a bar
And then
fight.
you sue him. You sue the mountain lion.
It's the American way.
Yeah. All right, well, cool. Now that we've talked about the mountain lion and given ourselves a reason to Photoshop a guy choking a mountain lion on this video's thumbnail, instead of a picture of a white man in blackface, let's talk about Black History Month 2019, featuring lots and lots of blackface. And to be clear, the fact that it's Black History Month has nothing to do with any of this.
Not at all.
It's just very, very unfortunate timing.
Yeah.
In an ideal world, there'd be no need for a Black History Month, but also in an ideal world, people wouldn't casually photograph themselves in blackface.
And then
here we are.
Not even that. And then be like, yep, this looks good on my yearbook page. I've reviewed this many times, and you know what? By God, so has the school.
That's the one.
And it's approved.
But yeah, blackface, photographs, all that. That's what Virginia's Democratic Governor Ralph Northam did, or apparently did. You see, we're still not entirely clear on whether Northam is the guy in blackface or the guy in the KKK robes or in the picture at all. His story keeps changing.
Yeah.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves a bit. Let's step back and set the scene for you a little bit.
Ralph Northam, he's been governor of Virginia for just over a year. He found himself in some controversy recently over his stance on abortion, with anti-abortion activists taking issue with his pro-choice platform, specifically his support of third trimester abortions in the event the doctor decided the pregnancy posed a risk to the mother's health. Anti-abortion people somehow interpreted this to mean that Ralph Northam supports infanticide and is cool with women deciding to abort a baby while they're literally giving birth, as if that's really a thing that anyone would ever choose to do. I'm sure it's painful, but not that painful.
Just kill it. It's halfway in still, right? Just kill it.
We're not here to debate abortion. We're just letting you know that in the midst of this controversy, one of Ralph Northam's old medical school classmates sent a picture of Northam's yearbook page to the right-wing news website Big League Politics. They also make that delicious gum. And that photo was noteworthy because in addition to showing young Ralph Northam looking classy, looking casual and outdoorsy, and hanging out next to his sweet Corvette convertible, it also features this photo of a guy in blackface standing next to a guy in KKK robes. Uh-oh. And even if his story, which by the way, he said first that it was him. And then he went back on, he's like, actually, it's not me.
Well, first he was like, no, I don't recall. Wait, are you sure that's me?
The worst thing is that he like admitted it and then was like, wait a second. I gotta bottle that back up.
Oh.
You can't tell that's me. It's someone in blackface. You can't even see that it's me.
Turns out people admitting the blackface didn't really calm anyone down. He also...
by the way, Virginia, if this sounds weird, because for people that don't watch from the United States or even in the United States that haven't traveled to the East Coast, Virginia is just north of the Mason-Dixon line.
Virginia's for lovers.
It's for lovers, and it's not the North.
Virginia, it's a real... it's a real border state. Yeah. It's where North meets South. But there's a lot of South.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, he in one of his press conferences, he was like, look, I don't know if it's me in that picture, but I did dress up as Michael Jackson in blackface at a party. So I definitely did dress up in blackface at some point.
He's getting out ahead of it because someone has that, yeah.
But, okay, so he admits that. He's like, it was a dance party. I knew like a bunch of Michael Jackson dance moves. I could moonwalk really well.
I did it because I knew the dance
And then one of the reporters was like, can you still do the moonwalk? And the video is fucking hilarious because he briefly like looks around to see if there's room for him to demonstrate his moonwalk, and then his wife is standing there and she's like, let's move on. Please don't do the moonwalk in the middle of your blackface press conference, hubby. We're in it deep enough.
That would have been so fantastic. Oh my God. The best part is even in the denial. It's like, it's not, neither of those people are me. I just thought it was a great picture. Why? Why? You know what I want to, this was college, right? This is like
medical school. Postgraduate.
There's no excuse. I mean, there's no excuse for doing it in a fucking high school yearbook either.
No.
But like,
he was old enough to, like, this isn't some like, because originally like a high school yearbook, I mean, that's pretty fucking bad, but like teenagers are shitheads. Like, no, he was actually like 25. Ooh.
Ooh. So yeah, big yikes, as the kids would say.
Yeah.
Oof. Mega oof. You kind of gotta just think of all the steps that it took to get that photo in the book. Ralph Northam, he had to be okay enough with blackface and Klan imagery to allegedly dress up like that. He had to be okay enough with preserving the memory, so he would, like, just photographing it to be like,
photographing it and taking it to the printer.
Mom, get the camera. And then had to consider the whole thing entertaining enough to include it among 3 other photographs meant to summarize him as a person in his medical school yearbook.
We're a fun medical school.
Like, we're not fans of describing things as heated gaming moments, but at least heated gaming moments are spontaneous.
Yeah.
This was well planned.
There's a lot of steps.
Yeah.
Like,
this is Logan Paul level of meticulous planning to offend people.
Yeah. Like, I mean, a lot of people in college today, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, dressing up in blackface at parties. It's not good.
No.
Never good. But
it's school spirit, according to that school in Ohio or whatever.
But yeah, that's like one step. But then like putting that as one of 4 photos on your yearbook page, being like, all right, let's make sure this is there forever. This sums me up as a person, as a doctor.
Yeah.
Anyways, unsurprisingly, the blackface KKK thing, it got a lot of people calling for Ralph Northam to resign as governor.
I think at the very least, he looks like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, just, not something you want, like, associated with your state.
Hey, listen.
The people running it.
I don't care if it's you or not. We don't want our state run by a fucking idiot. How about that, Ralph?
Yeah, how about that? But aside from apologizing for his little oopsie, Northam has so far refused to resign. And he seems like he kind of hopes everyone can get past this. Guys. So the calls for resignation, they have not really let up, though. And complicating things further is the fact that if he were to resign, his job as governor would then go to Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax, who, has now been publicly accused of sexual assault.
Virginia, what are you doing? He took the state motto literally.
Virginia's for lovers, whether they want it or not.
Consenting or not.
Jesus. So yeah, now people are calling for that guy to step down as well. So that leaves Virginia Attorney General Mark Herring next in line for governor if those 2 guys both step down. Well, wanting to get ahead of things, Mark Herring has gone ahead this week and let everyone know that he as well used to put on a little bit of blackface back in the 80s, though he hasn't said whether photos of it exist. It's like, there might be pictures.
I did it all the time.
Look, you're gonna hear about this eventually. You might as well hear about it from me.
Hey, Mark, do the blackface.
Look, if you weren't in Virginia in the 80s, you're never gonna understand. Everyone was wearing blackface all the fucking time.
I say let Ralph's wife be the governor because she was the one smart enough in the room to be like, don't do the fucking moonwalk.
Don't fucking moonwalk at your blackface press conference, Ralph.
You're hired. You're hired. Man, Ralph really took I must have got the wrong message out of this Birth of a Nation movie.
Wow.
I thought it was being patriotic. Great. So anyways, if all 3 of those guys resign, the job of Virginia governor goes to Republican House Speaker Kirk Cox.
Great name.
Fantastic name. He's gone ahead and insisted that he's never worn blackface. But a fun thing to note about Kirk Cox is that the only reason he even has that job as Speaker of the Virginia House is because of a name being drawn out of a bowl. Last year, an election in the Virginia House of Delegates that would determine whether the House was 50-50 Republican-Democrat or 51-49 in favor of Republicans was so close that the winner was determined by drawing names out of a bowl. The Republican delegate's name was drawn, and that's how the Republicans gained a majority, and how Kirk Cox became Speaker of the House and next in line for Governor of Virginia in the event that the governor, the lieutenant governor, and the attorney general all resigned for their various scandals, many of which a majority of which include wearing blackface.
Yeah. Wow. Virginia. Really, like, I don't know if we've talked much about Virginia at all in the past.
Who could miss Virginia tucked away down there?
Virginia is making up for lost time.
Everyone's focusing on West Virginia. And you know what? West Virginia doesn't have a lot going for it. And then Fallout 76 made the whole thing worse. Mm-hmm. So let's focus on regular Virginia.
Regular Virginia.
Come on,
lots of blackface. Take me home.
Virginia's new slogan is, we've made our mistake. Now let's start all over.
Virginia, look.
Look.
Guys.
The 80s were wild.
Meanwhile, it turns out that Republican Tommy Normant, the Virginia State Senate Majority Leader, also attended the same college that Ralph Northam did, though several years earlier, and was actually on the yearbook staff while he was there. And yeah, there's a ton of blackface in those yearbooks as well, the ones he was in charge of editing. In fact, since the whole Northam blackface thing blew up, people all over the South have just been looking back into all their old college yearbooks and finding a whole lot of blackface. Wow. We all did do it. Almost as if it was a very normal thing. And look, who are we kidding? There's probably a blackface party happening on some college campus in this country right this very minute. Because for whatever reason, a lot of white people like painting their faces black and pretending to be African American. For whatever reason.
It's weird. I'm trying to think, like, I remember that there was an option for, in my high school at the yearbook, you had to pay to get the page.
Yeah.
So my parents, they didn't make a lot of money. So I didn't get the class ring.
I think for mine, it was like
the,
seniors. Page. Seniors got it for free, but then anyone else who wanted one, you know.
No, I didn't. It cost money. I went to a very poor school, so they had to get money wherever they could.
You pay by the inch.
Yeah. Well, it's good that my parents didn't get it, because there I'd be, in blackface.
Yeah. Yearbooks are just a liability.
Yeah. Burn them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ticking time bomb those yearbooks.
Yeah. They're the only thing keeping them honest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, also in racism, Gucci recently unveiled and then quickly apologized for whatever the hell this is, as if somehow their entire process of designing, manufacturing, marketing, and selling this thing, during that, not a single person realized that this turtleneck looks like a blackface mask. A big oopsie. And also in racism, up in Sacramento, a white teacher decided to kick off Black History Month for her Christian elementary school students by putting on some traditional Central African garb and applying brown makeup to her skin as part of a presentation on some dickhead who went to Africa in the 1800s to spread Christianity, and her name was Rachel Dolezal.
There's pictures of this, and it's just like, every fucking time this happened. It was like with that other teacher in New York who she's like, slavery was bad. Can all the black students please come up so I can stand on your back? It hurts, right? Slavery was bad. Like, all these people are like, I could have never guessed that this would be interpreted as racist. I was trying to fight racism through my blackface.
Yeah.
Well,
they're definitely bringing it to the forefront of media.
How have you not heard that this is not something to do in the year 2019? How does it happen?
I know we probably have there's at least...
What the fuck?
There's a percentage of very edgy teens and young adults who probably watch this show. Don't do this.
Yeah, just...
Even if you think it's even if your friends are like, hey, do the thing you do with the blackface. Nah, don't do it. Yeah, even if everyone's crowding around giving claps and chug, hey, do the blackface. Don't do it.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea.
Yeah, maybe instead just go I don't know, read the Wikipedia entry on minstrel shows. Mm-hmm. Just give that a read before you grease yourself up. Just a quick read.
Man, why is everyone so offended by everything? Come on, there's a line.
The crown jewel of racism coming completely out of left field just in time for Black History Month 2019.
Ooh.
Has to be actor Liam Neeson telling a story about how he once prowled the streets for a week hoping that any black man would pick a fight with him so that he could kill him.
Did he admit to both being racist and hunting humans for sport?
It's a real mouthful.
Yeah.
Not the headline you expect out of a promotional junket for a movie about a snowplow guy. But yes, okay, guys, I hear you typing. This definitely requires a lot more context than just that.
Yes.
So, in an interview about his new movie, in which he plays a snowplow operator who goes looking for revenge against the people who murder his son, Liam Neeson was asked, how he got in the mindset and how he got into the character. And he decided this would be the best time to tell a story that he's never publicly told and probably hasn't really like rehearsed in his head too much. The way it goes is that years ago, someone close to him was raped, and his immediate reaction was to seek revenge on the person who did it, which so far, pretty. His emotional response to this terrible thing happening is understandable.
So he asked her if she knew who did it. She didn't know. So then he asked her what color he was. She said that the guy was black. So as Liam Neeson tells it, he spent the next week roaming the neighborhood with a stick, hoping that he'd be approached by some, quote, black bastard coming out of a pub looking for a fight, so that Liam Neeson could then kill that person. He says after about a week he snapped out of it and is now pretty horrified to think about his mindset back then. And he says the whole incident made him realize that revenge just creates a cycle of violence. All fine, except I don't know, he could have probably done a much better job explaining how he's evolved on race, because the idea of one black person committing violence against a loved one making you want to exact revenge against literally any black person seems pretty racist.
Yeah, kind of like definitively racist. Like, look, I'm not saying Liam Neeson's a racist. I'm not saying he's not, but like, what he's describing there is very racist. And also, like, this is the most important thing. It's not isolated. Like, the exact scenario that he described used to play out all the time in the US. Like, one black person would commit a crime or look at someone the wrong way, or there'd just be a rumor of something like that happening, and then suddenly the entire black part of town's on fire and there's nooses hanging from trees. We don't need to speculate on how destructive that kind of thinking is, because there's countless examples of people in situations like Liam Neeson's who end up like actually committing hate crimes against innocent people. So, yeah, it's just something to think about.
But apparently one of his co-stars says he's not racist because he kisses really well.
It's this whole thing. It's like, look. I can't speculate. I don't think he's a racist. I think he definitely could have explained this better. Definitely, maybe not a story you just tell anecdotally in an interview without really like thinking about exactly how you're gonna tell it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, like, he grew up during like a very, very fucking shitty time in Northern Ireland, where like violence was
the norm.
I don't know. There's a lot of context here. A lot of people.
I would say that in 2019, on this day, Liam Neeson probably doesn't hate black people.
I would think not. But I think
there we go.
But I also don't like the way this is being talked about online, though, because like I think you should be able to like admit that you did some, or you had like some extremely fucked up like thoughts about something.
Yeah, people should be able to change.
You should be able to like talk about like that and not be judged for it.
Those kids with the whole Native American thing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know if we even talked about it fully, but regardless, they were there to protest women's health rights.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day they look back on the whole thing and they're just like, wow, I was pretty closed-minded, and my school and my parents kind of guided my thought process. And that's true with a lot of people. Yeah. And the situations they grow up in, the areas they grow up in, it all, but there's a certain time where where you're your own person and you should be thinking for yourself, and yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's awkward. Not really, like, you don't expect to fire up the internet on like a Tuesday and see like, Liam Neeson admits he once tried to hunt black people for sport on like a Variety article. That was weird. But I don't know. It would be cool if people could talk about this kind of shit without everyone. It's a very messy situation.
Yeah, and it always is.
It's just very messy.
Anyways, what a transition.
Yeah.
Before we get into headlines, someone sponsored this episode. Actually, two people did. We'll start with Mack Weldon. They're a premium men's essential brand that believes in smart design, premium fabrics, and simple shopping. They're betting that they're the most comfortable underwear, socks, shirts, undershirts, hoodies, and sweatpants that you will ever wear. If they don't leave you fully satisfied with your first pair, you can keep it, and they'll still refund you, no questions asked.
For the extra sweaty boys and sweaty girls out there, Mack Weldon has a line of silver underwear and shirts that are naturally microbial, meaning they eliminate your stinky odors. And not only does Mack Weldon's entire line of basics look good, they also perform well, no matter the occasion. Work, exercise, going on dates, you name it. And if you visit MacWeldon.com and use our promo code WeeklyWeird, all one word, no space, at checkout, they'll take 20% off the cost of your first order. Again, that's MacWeldon.com. Use promo code WeeklyWeird, all one word, at checkout, and you'll save 20% off the best underwear and socks of your life.
And guess what? This episode also sponsored by Stitch Fix. Stitch Fix is an online personal styling service that finds and delivers clothes, shoes, and accessories to fit your body, budget, and lifestyle. You're just gonna head to stitchfix.com/weird and tell them your sizes, what styles you like, and how much you wanna spend on each item.
Yeah, you'll then be paired with your very own personal stylist who will handpick items to send right to your door. Then you try them on, you pay only for what you love, and you return the rest. Shipping, exchanges, and returns are always free. There's no subscription required. You can sign up to receive scheduled shipments or just get your fix whenever you want.
Stitch Fix's styling fee is only $20, which is applied towards anything that you keep from your shipment. Get started now at stitchfix.com/weird, and you'll get an extra 25% off when you keep all the items in your box. That is stitchfix.com/weird to get started today. Stitchfix.com/weird. All links in the description below. Thanks. 2 sponsors today.
Wow.
Hell yeah. Tax season's coming up.
The lights just got brighter.
Well, let's pay the taxes first.
Okay. Oh,
Gotta pay the tax man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's some good headlines. There's some weird headlines from past week, starting with cow escapes butcher, charges police, takes bullet, and leads cops on mile-long chase.
Cool.
It's like
This happens like once every couple of years.
yeah, every time I'm like, yeah.
It would be better if the headline read, cow escapes butcher, charges police, takes bullet, leads cops on mile-long chase, chases down hiker, attacks him, gets beat to death with a rock and put in a chokehold.
Yeah.
And that hiker ate that cow, and it was delicious.
Wow. Yeah, that would be wild. One of these days, I just want to see these cows make it to like the Canadian border. And they're like, we can't chase them anymore. We don't have
The
jurisdiction.
Mounties like protect him.
Yeah.
No, our cow.
Oh yeah, come over here, cow, and then bolt gun to the head. That's
Yep.
our meat now.
Yeah, delicious.
We're gonna make Canadian bacon out of it.
What happened after the mile-long chase?
They caught him and now he's dead. They shot him a bunch, and they're like, no, don't worry, like, we'll remove the parts that had the bullets in it. The meat's still good.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
where did this happen?
I think Kansas. I don't know. I mean, look, it might have been a futile thing to do, but you gave it your best shot, cow.
Yeah.
And
We're proud of you.
you're a champion. We're
It's
proud
a
of
cool
you.
crime.
It is a very cool crime.
Very cool crime.
Yeah.
German Sausage Museum reconsiders move to Nazi campsite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah, maybe don't put your... First of all, what the fuck is a sausage museum? Sounds delicious.
good. Yeah, it does sound really, really good.
Because, like,
I would love a good charcuterie from there.
yeah. I mean, I would assume if it's a sausage museum, they're like, yeah,
They probably got, like, old
why are you
machines.
telling me about the sausage instead of feeding me the sausage?
Old machines, the history, maybe some like clothes that the butcher wore at some point.
Yeah, sounds great. I would love to visit a sausage museum. It'd be a little hard to enjoy my trip to the sausage museum knowing that the ground I'm standing on used to be the site of mass extermination of people. That would kind of fuck with me a little bit.
Well, it's Germany. How far? Where can you put a sausage museum that doesn't have the blood of millions on it?
I mean, there's definitely better places than like a former death camp site. But yeah, good point.
But it's already got the water and power hookups.
Good point. It is awkward there, and they know it's awkward.
Yeah.
Like, you walk around and like I was in Hamburg and I'm walking around and I saw like this really cool looking building. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I walked up to it and there's like a plaque on the front. This is like, this is where Zyklon B was developed.
Wow.
But it's a nice building, so we can't just like knock it down. We're just letting you know, this is where the poison was. This is where they figured out the poison that killed all the people. Just so you know, just so you don't say, hey,
Lovely
look-
building, though.
Yeah,
Great building.
lovely building.
Yes.
Yeah, there's shit like that everywhere.
Yeah.
It's, this is why you don't commit a genocide in the first place. You don't have to worry about these sort of sensitive topics.
That's a pretty building.
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, you're right. It's a pretty building, but
Here's the thing.
Germany. But I love Germany though.
Yeah,
Wonderful
it's a fun country.
Delicious beer.
Yeah.
Trump's orange tan is thanks to good genes, White House official claims. Anytime I see someone that's photoshopped like what he would look like with normal, like
Oh, it's horrifying.
without a tan, it's real scary looking.
It's weird. But it's, yeah, because he doesn't look normal at all, the way he currently is. But maybe it is still an improvement.
He is a very abnormal looking person. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird, but yeah. So like,
also, good genes. Look at his fucking kids, except for Baron. Baron looks normal, but the two sons.
yeah, his two sons, who are all the three of his first kids, are they're the children of a supermodel.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how the boys ended up like that.
I don't know. Those pictures of them when they were like 18, where their teeth are just like.
They look like Beavis and Butthead. Yeah.
So I don't know about the good genes, but yeah, he definitely.
That man's never worn jeans in his life.
That tan is not real.
Yeah.
So someone was speculating that it's his color is actually like an allergic reaction. Like he's like allergic to spray tan, but like he's like, it's the only way. Fine. I'll deal with a little orange.
At least he's consistent on something.
Yeah. LA Rams' Andrew Whitworth reacts to Super Bowl loss. At the end of the day, you're all gonna die.
Hell yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
None of this matters.
This is definitely a case similar to the Liam Neeson one, where reading the quote is a little different than like hearing it. It sounds like he's threatening to kill all of the people talking about the LA Rams.
I mean, I guess it could be interpreted like that, sure.
The whole quote was really good. He's like, look, I'm not gonna my life's value isn't based on how many rings I got. It's, it's based on the life I live. We're all gonna die someday.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's gonna die someday.
Did that man just threaten Tom Brady? Cool, I like the quote.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Audi's electric vehicle shares its name with the French word for excrement.
Yeah. First I was like, it's the Audi Merde? But no, it's the Etron. And Etron means turd in French.
Well, are they gonna change the name?
Probably not.
No, god damn it. These cars are too big for those tiny French streets anyway.
It's true. I don't know.
Go get your Peugeot or whatever.
But then, there's a lot of French people in Canada. It just seems like the kind of thing you'd want to like I figured they would do this for products. They run it through a translator.
Yeah, but at the very least, when someone points it out to you, just be like, oh, okay, yeah, well, we'll just change it because names don't mean anything.
Yeah. It's like, so Save-On, or CVS used to be Save-On, and Save-On used to be, before that, it was called Osco. And they changed it in the 90s because Osco in Spanish means disgusting. So
yeah, it's smart.
They're like, there's a growing population of people in this country who our store means disgusting to. We should change it.
They're ironically shopping here. Stop it.
Ew. 15 Thai election candidates changed their names to those of former prime ministers. Which is fucking genius.
There you go. Names are meaninless. Just
they are.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Change your name. Change the name of your product, your store. We changed our name.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run for city council as
Eric Garcetti.
Yeah.
You miss me yet?
I can't believe he's running for president.
He's not running for president.
I don't
not
think
yet.
No. If he does, it's not going to go well.
No.
What are you doing, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
This is a fun story out of Thailand.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, cool. Good for them. Bingo brawl erupts between seniors over seating.
Good.
Canadian seniors.
Good.
Yeah.
And by brawl, they mean a slight argument.
I don't know.
Hey, what are you trying to do? That's my chair.
Hey, that's my chair. I've been sitting there
I put my pills there.
That's my chair until the day I die, which could be any day now.
Oh, it's gonna be today, you hoser. No, this is... listen, like we've said many times before, let old people do whatever they want.
Let them fight.
Is Liam Neeson old enough to be racist?
He's not young.
That's for sure. Now, you gotta kind of I mean, there's a lot of old people that are still out there active, minds active, running, jogging every day, punching, drinking Dr. Pepper or whatever they do. But it's like if you have like one medical condition, then you start getting points. There's like a point system where it's like, oh, he has Alzheimer's. Oh, okay.
But, I mean, if you got Alzheimer's, you can't really be blamed for
anything. Yeah, it's great.
Because your brain is eating itself. Mm-hmm. It's very sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some freedom to it, I guess.
Every day's a new day.
Jesus Christ.
It's like Groundhog Day, but you're old and you can't do anything.
Oh, no. Tyra Banks is opening a supermodel amusement park called Modelland to bring modeling to the masses.
How could this go wrong?
So she says she's been planning this for 10 years. This is like her magnum opus.
And it never took off in those 10 years? I wonder why.
She's been just, dotting the I's, crossing the T's.
I know you watch the show. Don't do this. It's a bad idea for so many reasons.
So reading this made me...
This sounds like Fire Festival.
Well, it's gonna be in Santa Monica, not like, you know, the middle of the fucking ocean. But reading this made me remember how disappointing Zoolander 2 was, and it made me be like, they should have done Zoolander 2 from a female model's perspective, because this is totally something a female Derek Zoolander would do.
You know, you're trying to get another Ghostbuster situation on our hands, Elliot.
No, this would be great. It's like, you know, people just aren't exposed to models nearly enough. We need to make a modeling amusement park where you can go to the models
and see them
and appreciate them.
You know what's funny is, like, in retrospect, if they had the idea that you just had, if they did that and didn't do Zoolander 2, people would have been like fucking furious about it.
Oh yeah.
But then, like, in the alternate reality we're living in, where they did make Zoolander 2,
terrible.
It's atrocious.
Yeah, really fucking bad.
Yeah, ruins the good name of Zoolander.
Yeah, it's a very good name.
Yes. Florida politician accused of licking faces has resigned.
See, Florida saw what was happening in Virginia. They're like,
and it was a woman.
Yeah. This woman, yeah, she was licking, and it was like multiple people. The first guy finally came out with it.
You gotta stop licking
multiple
my
other
fucking
people,
face.
like from the same, like it was like some fishing trip for like the office or whatever, and a bunch of people were like, yeah, she licked my face too. She has a history of licking faces.
Nothing brings the office together like going out in the sun all day and sitting silently while you wait for fish to bite your bait.
I don't get it personally, but
she probably just got heat crazy. Yeah, you got
need a good salt lick. You look salty.
Yeah, like you're just out in the sun all day. Your brain starts cooking.
Yeah.
Well, she resigned, so
yeah,
the end.
The licking face is not as bad as blackface.
We haven't looked at her yearbook.
It's true. Show us the page. Canadians stuck in 70-car pileup play hockey on the highway.
Cool. Well, except for the pileup.
Yeah, I assume that in the winter
got the hockey gear ready to go.
I assume they just drive around. They got skates and sticks and pucks in their trunk just in case, you know. Just in case you get stuck on the road.
You see, look what happened. You wouldn't want to be here unprepared.
Yeah. I was stuck on a freeway thing, pile up or whatever, for like an hour in the middle of like New Mexico once, and everyone got out, and one guy on that freeway near us had a football, and it really made the time pass.
Yeah.
Just like 30 dudes who don't know each other,
just hanging out
on a highway, throwing a football,
tossing the old pigskin
tossing
around.
the pigskin.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was nice.
Yeah, and then when every time anyone exited, they'd do the peace sign, goodbye.
Nod.
Yeah, the old nod. Yep. I miss an old gridlock on the freeway. Out in the sun, just making friends. It's the only way adults can make friends.
Yeah.
You gotta just drive around until there's a pileup. Oh, and finally, lawyer forces evacuation of courthouse after abundance of bed bugs pour from his suit. We gotta go.
The way it's described, they're like he clearly had bed bugs like on his like neck and his hands. The documents he'd put down were covered in bed bugs. Like I'm just picturing like Vincent D'Onofrio from Men in Black, where there's just like bugs falling out of him. But one of the witnesses was like, he didn't seem like disturbed by any of this. It's all seemed very normal to him.
Yeah, gross.
Brilliant tactic though, because he's like, oh shit, my court date. I didn't do any of the work.
He just rolls around in a filthy hotel room.
I can't ask for another extension. The judge is gonna kill me.
Going down to the roadway inn and just rolling around for a while.
I got the perfect plan.
Yeah.
Can't force me to do law if the courthouse is full of bed bugs and they got to fumigate for a
We
week.
need to buy you some time. The only legal way I know how.
Yeah. And students, you can do this with bed bugs. You can do it with lice.
Yeah.
Just show up to school or work with a bunch of really problematic bugs all over you.
Just be disgusting.
Just be disgusting.
Yeah.
Be disgusting. Be disgusting.
That's the new theme song of the show. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out our sponsors so they keep sponsoring the show. Hopefully they don't watch it.
Yeah.
Hopefully they just look and see that people are going to the websites and using the codes.
Oh, good. 35 minutes about a mountain lion.
Wait, what did they lead in with? Check out our sponsors, please. And also check out other videos. We both played Apex Legends, and we have a lot to say about it. Check out that video from yesterday. And also check out this week's Tech News Day, where we talk about the fact that someone lost $190 million by dying.
Yeah, and I see a bug right over there now.
I see him everywhere now.
Just as we started talking about bugs, there's a fucking
Be disgusting. Be disgusting.
Goodbye.